We're finally looking at the Dot Hack series, Legend of the Twilight to be precise. Let's first talk about the animation. The animation is actually pretty good. This one actually gets the most hate out of any of the Dot Hack series because of the change of animation style. And so I guess I could understand that, but I still enjoy the art style. It's more cartoony like, and it did have more comic relief than the others prior to this one. However, I did not mind it at all. I really didn't. It was a nice change up, and I really don't mind. People don't realize that it is an MMO based anime, so that being said, of course there's going to be different updates, and you never know what an MMO is going to pull off. So I never really cared that they changed the art style. I didn't. So animation was pretty good in my personal. It's not the greatest, of course, but it's about your good to average anime in the mid 2000s or early 2000s, I guess now, because mid would be 2010. So this was like 2004 or 5 when this came out. So I'm just guessing off the top of my head, but I'm not. This is short anime reviews, not overdo my research and everything. But so if you came up to me and asked me, well, hey man, what do you think of Legend of the Twilight? This is what I would give you. So if you don't like it, well, there's plenty of other reviews. Let's get on to the voice acting. The voice acting, I did listen to the English dub, and if I'm not mistaken, I heard that it's the same English dub for Kirito. So if you're a big Sword Art Online fan, you could see what MMO he originally played before he got into SAO. So if you want, his twin sister kind of can get annoying at times because she always cries out, "Shugo, Shugo." I can't do her voice, but you get the point. Overall, I don't know if she's been into anything other anime. It does sound familiar. Realistically, I'm not too sure. No, I haven't looked it up, but she does kind of sound like the same voice actor as Riku from X2 Final Fantasy. I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe it's a lucky guess. The voice acting overall is not bad. It's your average voice acting for the time. I still like it. Kind of nostalgic. I don't mind it. The OST is simply amazing in this. I really love it. You have the Key of the Twilight. You have, I forget what the other song's called. The intro, the outro was good. I think there's 2 sets of intros and outros. So I think both of them were really good. I can't think of a bad song. The Dot Hack is pretty damn good about choosing music, or I guess composers of making their music, because I've always liked the Dot Hack series music, so I definitely love it. The characters overall, they're just your average, probably teens in anime. I mean, you have Shugo and Reina, kind of just average. But then you see some of the original, like, different characters that have been in other series, which is quite interesting, of the Dot Hack series. I always thought that was kind of cool. You get to see, I forget, it's been a couple years since I've seen this, but you get to see the guy with the horns. I forget what his name is. He doesn't play a big part into it, but I know he's one of the main thing. And of course, Kite's avatar is Shugo's, and Reina is another popular character that was, I forget what her name was, but overall it's kind of cool to see they pay homage. I know it's an MMO technically, and they do that, but it's just cool. The overall story is kind of confusing. It's kind of on the level of Kingdom Hearts. You have to watch all the anime for it to make sense, because of course every Legend of the Twilight has its own mini story, and then you have Roots, Sign, you have all that stuff. But Legend of the Twilight has its own story. It's alright. It's nothing to hit home about, honestly, but it's not about the singular story. It's more about watching them all and getting hooked on to the Dot Hack series. And of course, a lot of people don't know this. They had the Dot Hack card game back in the day. I think it was OCG. I can't remember all the TCG, OCG stuff. But yeah, it was a fun card game. So they definitely were trying to market this. How it never became as popular as some other series, I don't know. I thought it was always popular at that time. I mean, I guess it's comparing to like early YouTube back in like 2008 views compared to YouTube now, where in order to get a lot of views, it's like you have to get 500,000 plus. But back in pre-YouTube, you'd get like 15,000, 20,000 views. You were big shit back then. I guess it's kind of the same way, but yeah, I definitely do recommend watching this one. Of course, I do also recommend looking up to see what stories you're supposed to watch first, because I'm doing it in alphabetical order. So this is probably the last one in the timeline. I believe there's one that just came out probably about 10 years ago now, but yeah, so definitely look that up before you watch any. Try to avoid spoilers. I definitely watch it in that specific order, because yeah, I definitely need to watch it, or it's just kind of gonna get more confusing. I don't know if it would get more confusing. I don't know, but oh well, that's all I got for you. That's short anime reviews, episode 3.